Prime Minister Modi is to meet US President Donald Trump, and that is going to really be key. In just a few hours, that meeting is likely to take place. A range of issues to be discussed, but what are the big 5 talking points? Before we get to that, a look at the scope of this bilateral relationship. What does it mean in numbers? India and the US have partnerships in many different areas. What does it look like? At the macro level, India exports more to the US than it imports. In financial year 2024, India exported goods worth $77.5 billion. Its imports stood at $42.2 billion, which means that there is a trade surplus of $35.3 billion in India's favor. No prizes for guessing that Trump wants to change this. In total, the trade between the two countries is nearly $120 billion, but there is scope for more. Because while the US is India's largest trading partner, India is only 10th on America's list of partners. Mexico with $839 billion, Canada with $762 billion, and China with $582 billion are the top 3 trade partners with the US. But remember, Trump is now planning to slap 25% tariffs on Mexico and China, with China already facing 10%. This is a golden opportunity for India to go up the pecking order. But already, Donald Trump has dropped the big T-bomb even before the talks between him and PM Modi are to begin. He posted on Truth Social just some hours ago saying, "Today is the big one. Reciprocal tariffs make America great again." Clearly, tariff is going to be the big topic of discussion between the two leaders. Tariffs are taxes on products imported from other countries. What's often lost in the rhetoric is ultimately who pays for them. If the US is unable to manufacture the goods itself, then it is the Americans who will pay, as higher tariffs mean higher retail prices. And even if America manages to produce such goods domestically, then their labor and manufacturing cost will not be able to beat the price offered by developing countries, offered by countries like us. In this setting, Trump is likely to ask Modi to first reduce high tariffs on US goods that India imports so that the Indian market is more appealing for American firms. India is likely to accept this in return that US gives some relief on Trump government's latest announcement of 25% tariff on global steel and aluminium imports. This is key as it affects $25 billion of India's exports, which is equivalent to 1/5 of our exports on engineering goods. India's recent decision to cut tariffs on high-end motorcycles, which is likely to affect brands like Harley-Davidson, the iconic brand of America, and electric batteries, could help smooth over these trade tensions. That was largely seen as sort of a sweetener that we gave in the budget. Both sides are exploring the option of looking at a trade pact to avoid high tariffs and expand the overall trade basket. Number 2 on the agenda, very sensitive discussion on the issue of illegal Indians in America. Especially now, after images of 104 shackled Indians, people who were, yes, illegal immigrants, but who were brought down almost like criminals, led to an uproar in our country, and the Modi government would like to avoid such images being flashed again. Prime Minister is likely to insist on a more humane approach in bringing such people back. His side is likely to suggest ways like bringing them back in a commercial plane, minus the handcuffs. 20,407 undocumented Indians are in the US custody, and both sides could finalize the process to bring them back soon. America is likely to ask India to increase vigilance and crack down on trafficking gangs. On the legal entry front, a discussion is also likely on the issue of H-1B visas. If Trump tightens his H-1B policy, Indian IT firms may have to increase local US hiring to sustain themselves. This would also increase their operational costs, reduce their profits, and their taxable income in India. This type of visa is directly linked to foreign remittances, which will also then take a hit. Modi's likely pitch is to present H-1B visas as a win-win for both sides, as it boosts the American economy and enables them to be the numero uno in the technological front. Indians receive 72% of the H-1B visas, and this is why it's a very crucial issue for us. The next front where talks are going to happen is defense. Donald Trump is going to muscle his way through to make India buy some high-value goods. Aero India show had America's top-of-the-line, sixth-generation jet on display. The message is clear: India needs to buy more from the US. India is in the market to purchase 140 fighter jets. While it's looking for fifth-generation fighters, America is offering a higher grade. The next item is likely an agreement to buy more drones. Remember, India and the US had already inked a deal last year for $4 billion worth Predator drones. Trump is likely to offer armored combat vehicles to aero engines, missiles, and reconnaissance aircrafts. Energy sector is another prime focus. Both sides are likely to reach agreements in the petroleum and nuclear sector. Indian oil firms are in discussions with American suppliers to secure long-term LNG contracts. The US currently provides around 30% of our long-term contracted LNG supply. This could also agree. On India's part, it's likely to push for purchase of small and modular nuclear reactors from the US to boost its sector. Modi is likely to ask Trump to ease regulatory roadblocks and laws that makes operators and equipment suppliers financially responsible for any accidents. There is a lot on the plate for both sides to discuss, but will Trump and Modi's famed friendship translate all these issues into a mutually beneficial agreement?